The headlines: BUT members plan work to rule as they ratchet up dispute with Education Ministry. Police station at Belleplaine closes, and West Indies drop in World T20 rankings despite their world title. Welcome to Nation News for Wednesday, May the 4th, 2016. Teachers represented by the BUT are on a work to rule to force Education Minister Ronald Jones to meet them. After abandoning their classrooms to attend a protest meeting in Queen's Park, the second of its kind within 3 working days, the teachers will from Thursday be performing their official duties and nothing else, according to the union. What that means in practice was not immediately clear. In other words, it's not certain what services they will be withdrawing from the children and schools. BUT President Pedro Shepherd said the union will write the Prime Minister asking him to intervene in the impasse with the Ministry of Education. The union issued an ultimatum last week for an audience with Mr. Jones, but the minister ignored it, though he left open the possibility of future talks. The Queen's Park meeting heard some warlike language from the union president as he ratcheted up the rhetoric. Mr. Shepherd said the union will not back down.
And all we wanted was 15 minutes of his time. He cannot give us 15 minutes of his time, but he can entertain the press for 4 hours last week to talk a bunch of nonsense. We have not benefited from the 4 hours of verbal jargon. I don't know if he had diarrhea or not, and that is not my concern. But if you are going to dismiss teachers and not meet with them because the exigencies of your office dictate that you are too busy to do such, stop wasting the press time. Instead of giving the press 4 hours, give us 15 minutes. And if you read from the script, you can last 5 minutes and we would be satisfied. We don't want to see the minister for more than 5 minutes come and say, I have an issue with you. This is what the issues are. And we would say, well, if that is your issue, these are our issues, and it will be settled.
The BUT's Public Relations Officer, Dwayne Goddard, said the teachers need to stand up for each other.
Now, I want us to understand that this is a serious issue. Today for me, and tomorrow for you here. Stop thinking that it affects the other person, and it ain't affecting me. I tell one that I got for a mouth, and sometimes we are our own worst enemies, teachers. We need to stop thinking selfishly. One of the mantras of the trade union movement is touch one, touch all. And sometimes all I've been flooded with for the last 2 weeks, gotta tell me what the issues are. Well, you know what I've been telling some of you? Well, if you were at the meetings for the last 2 Fridays and you don't know, don't ask me.
MPs have raised the predicament of Cuban-trained doctors in Barbados. Long-standing difficulties over accreditation have limited their ability to practice locally. Opposition leader Mayor Motley and independent MP Maria Agard spoke out against the treatment meted out to Barbadian doctors trained in Cuba when the House of Assembly met on Tuesday. Dr. Agard, a dentist, said the situation was unconscionable since Cuba had demonstrated significant ability in the field of medicine. Ms. Motley said the government ought to bring clarity to the issue as to why the Cuban-trained graduates can't practice here. A Christchurch man was granted $175,000 bail when he appeared in court charged with possessing and trafficking $500,000 in cannabis. 48-year-old Wayne Dexter Reed was arrested and charged after turning himself into police on Monday. He was the subject of a police wanted notice after a search warrant was executed at his Regency Park Christchurch home and more than 280 pounds of cannabis was seized. Mr. Reed turned himself into police hours after the notice was issued. A benefit concert is being held in honor of the Bajan members of the 3 West Indies World Champion cricket teams and the country's Carifta gold medalists. The organizers, the Barbados Association of Tourism Employees, hope to raise up to $1 million in money and gifts. The association will be hosting a tribute concert on June the 4th at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex on Black Rock. Executive Director Hal Austin told the news conference that the organization wanted to salute those who brought glory to the country.
I believe that we haven't fully understood the profoundness of this Herculean feat and the celebrations and honor that is needed to bestow on these athletes. Our gold medalists in the Greater Championship held recently give us immense pride, as some of these athletes will go on to represent glory in Rio just around the corner.
Rum shops are as Bajan as well, cuckoo and flying fish. But these days call for a bit more sophistication than a shot of rum followed by a quick gulp of water. You know, nice cocktails. Well, the Bajan Association of Rum Shops is holding new workshops on the art of bartending that include not only the mixing of drinks, but also customer service, health and safety, and small business management.
We do the cost control, banking, yes, because a lot of people just don't know how to get money for their businesses. And we also will be dealing with standards. Why is it important for your place of your place of business to have standards? If you're going to be operating on an international basis, realizing that standards can actually add to your marketability as an organization. And then finally, we're going to be dealing with marketing, which is how to get people into your business. The things that you need to do, the things you need to say, the strategies, the techniques, the planning that needs to go into getting people into your business.
The police station at Belleplaine in St. Andrew has been closed despite a campaign to save it by residents. Police news release confirmed that Belleplaine and parts of St. Andrew will now be served by the District F station at Blackman's in St. Joseph. Officials had said the Belleplaine station structure was crumbling. Residents say they plan to keep protesting the closure. In sport, they won the World 2020 only last month, but the West Indies have dropped down the ladder in the latest world rankings. The governing body, the ICC, said the West Indies dropped to number 3 from number 2, behind top-ranked New Zealand and India. That's in spite of the Caribbean side's stunning World T20 Championship win in India. The ICC's ranking system works on a 4-year cycle, and this latest update means results in 2012 to 13 are no longer included in the calculating the ODI and T20 rankings, while the results from 2014 to 15 are only weighted at 50%. It doesn't matter if you understand that, because it is far better to be world champions than ranked number 1, don't you think? And finally, a Frenchman who claims he was given so little to do at work, he suffered what is being called bore-out, has taken his case to an employment tribunal. 44-year-old Frederick Desnard says his managerial job at the perfume factory, which made him redundant 18 months ago, was so tedious he became exhausted and literally bored out of his mind. His official job title was General Service Director, but he claims his superiors asked him, or called him the boy, and asked him to do their personal chores, including picking up kids from sports lessons. In what is believed to be the first case of its kind in France, Mr. Denard is seeking 340,000 Barbados dollars in compensation and damages. And that's Nation News for Wednesday. For more news, log on to nationnews.com and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And remember to pick up your Daily Nation on Thursday or subscribe to our e-paper.